So I was just on my way to the gym, and then Konami decided to do this. That's right. Our list is out, you guys. Now, man, I actually like it. I actually really like it. Now, here's the thing. I'm not doing any real, like, live reaction to seeing the list. I had a bunch of text messages and messages saying, hey, yo, list is up. Shout out to my boy Thomas. You see this video? I got you, bro. Because you actually were the first one to hit me up about it. And then a bunch of people started hitting me up about it. I mean, here I am getting ready for the gym, taking my pre-workout. And then, man. Anyways, I'm still going to the gym afterwards because we're not lazy. But we're going to get this video up. I actually just uploaded a video. And that video is kind of just, like, bleh right now. But maybe it says something. I talked about why Thunder Dragons couldn't win a YCS. Now I think they might be the best deck of the format, so they might next to Pendulum and other stuff, so they might win in YCS. But as you guys can see, they actually released a pretty nice little picture. I really like this. I got this from my brother Vexy. Shout out to you, Vexy. I found this on your page, and I took it. So because it's Konami's thing. So this is our Forbidden and Limited List update. It is effective April 29th, which means it goes into effect next Monday. So this is your last week to play your decks at full power. So there were 3 forbidden cards. So without further ado, we're going to start. So the first one banned was Summon Sork. Not surprised. I'm actually not surprised. I don't even know if I mentioned this in my ban list. And the thing is that I realized that, this card should have been banned. And I'm actually not surprised that it is, because Europe finally got the card and they've been able to abuse it a little bit. And now that, they have it, Japan banned it, it's our turn to ban it, the card is gone. So now Reproducus and Summon Sork, that play is gone. That play is gone from the Thunder Dragon deck and from the Orcus decks and any of the decks that were trying to play this. So I'm not surprised at all by this. I think this was a correct call. They even said whenever Needle Fiber comes out, and I think Needle Fiber can come out now, now that Sork is banned, there is no reason to, there was no reason to keep them both around, because together they're insane. So Summon Sork being gone, I'm not surprised at all. I think that's excellent. That card needed to go. The card has been abused so much that the card needed to go. It's gone now. The next card is number 95, Dark Matter. I mean, we talked about this, and a lot of people were saying, oh no, they're not going to hit this, not going to hit this. I even said in my ban list prediction, or not even prediction, but in my reality versus expectations thing. And man, I got a lot of people who like to tell about mine, because I was pretty close. They hit the Dark Matter, and we talked about this because there were a number of reasons. The ability to abuse the Amorphage Goliath, bring it out during your opponent's standby phase. The ability to just send is not a cost. And the fact that this actually did facilitate the Gandora FTK. And believe it or not, someone actually found a way to make the Gandora FTK already work here in the TCG. And, it was using World Chalice and all these cards. Now you're not going to be able to do it, because you needed multiple Dark Matters, and now the card is banned. So I feel really bad for Blue Eyes players. Shout out to you, Alan. I feel really bad because just in that sense, because I feel like that was Blue Eyes' like ace card. Like, it was like one of the best cards they had. It's what really made the vanillas decent to play. And it sucks, they hit it. There's a lot of good rank 8s, but it sucks they hit it for that deck. But I can understand why. We were abusing it in Thunder Dragons. It was being abused in, these like crazy FTK decks that were trying to make Gandora and all that are and after the new set release, I'll be doing like the best cards from the Dark Neostorm. That new World Chalice monster makes it to where, this card was insane. So I'm actually not surprised they hit Dark Matter. So I called this and I was right. And the last card that was banned, we all called this. All of us called this. I'm not taking credit. Every single channel called this. We were in this debate. Do we ban Rusty? Do we ban the rank up? Do we ban this? Do we ban that? The answer was always the rank up. Always the rank up. And yeah, the rank up is hit. There's no more making Azathoth in your on the start of your opponent's turn. There's no more Kali Yuga. There's no more any of that. So now that card is banned. That card is gone. That card has been a real problem. You guys have seen how Orcus have abused it, how a lot of decks have abused it with Time Thief for Doer in order to make the Azathoth, how Pendulum decks were abusing it to make Kali King, Yuga, all these things, and now that option is gone. So you don't have that option anymore. So pretty crazy, but I was not surprised this card was banned, and yeah, it needed to be banned. It had been abused so much, it was searchable, and you see now Rusty isn't hit, none of that stuff is hit. We're able to, you're able to still play your Phantom Knight cards, and this way you're not searching a card that makes Azathoth on your opponent's turn. I knew they weren't going to hit Azathoth. I called it. I knew they weren't going to hit the monsters. They were going to hit the card that really was the problem, and this card definitely was the problem. So that's it for the Forbidden. There were 3 cards. That's it. On to the Limited. They hit Lady Debug. I was wrong. I guess I was wrong and right in the same sense. I said they're not going to hit anything in Solomon Great. And I meant, I guess they're not hitting it in the new Solomon Great cards. But for people who don't know, Lady Debug was not in the structure deck. Lady Debug was released in previous structure decks in like the Cyber structure deck along with Flame Buffalo, and with that gone, now I think you have to play the Flame Buffalo. I'm pretty sure because Ladybug is at 1 now, and I mean, yeah, you're gonna play the one Ladybug. Like you're gonna play the one Ladybug and maybe 2 to 3 of the Flame Buffalo guy, you know, to get your draws, fix your hand, etc. So that's still pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm not really super shocked they did this, but it's pretty nuts when you think about it because Debug was pretty. You know, pretty prevalent to that deck. It was your main normal, like one of your main normal summons, like one of your strongest normal summons. Yes, it lost really hard to cards like Ogre and stuff like that got it off the board, but yeah, so Debugged 1, I don't think cripples Solomon Great. I think they're just going to find a way to play around it. There were some people that even played the deck without it, so I mean, now it's at 1. I mean, you kind of can just play it. It could be at 39 cards, it could be your 40th card. It's pretty crazy, so I definitely expect to see Solomon Great do a lot of crazy things on this list. So, and they hit my baby Sky Blaster. This had to happen. This really had to happen. Like, there was no way that I didn't see this not happening. I didn't think they were going to ban it. I thought about Scapegoat, and I had even talked about this in my Expectations versus Reality, and I said that, you know, I think they might hit this card. And sure enough, yeah, this card is at 1 now. So now with Sky Blaster at 1, you're not able to generate as much advantage in the Thunder Dragon deck or any of the decks that are abusing this card, the Danger decks, etc. So it definitely is something that... it's definitely something that I saw coming, and it sucks. I really like this card, but it is a token generation card, and as we all know, the token generation cards need to be at 1 or 0 because they're just too abusable. Link climbing, link spamming is too easy, so I'm going to miss you, Phantom Sky Blaster. I still get to play 1, so that's cool, but it's still going to be missed. It'll definitely still probably be played. It'll be a 1-of. Like, we're going to play it as a 1-of. There's no reason not to. And then they actually hit Kagari. Like... holy crap, like on the whole list, I think that's the craziest thing. Like this whole list is just like, there are 2 things on this list that are just like, oh my god, like kind of mind-blowing, and Kagari actually is that. I really, really thought they were going to hit multi-roll. Reference my video where I said I thought they were going to hit multi-roll, and I was wrong. I was wrong. I really didn't think they were going to put Kagari to 1. I talked to Manav about this. I talked to Tristan about this. I talked to so many Sky Striker players, and Manav even told me. Manav said if you hit Kagari, that really does hurt the deck. And the reason why I didn't mention that is because I thought, you know, I could see that, but maybe they'll just go after multi-roll. Maybe they'll just try to address the problem like that. But no, they put Kagari to 1. And with Kagari at 1, it means that Striker hit takes a hard hit. Now, deck is nowhere near dead. They can still play. I'm not sure to what capacity. You know, you're definitely going to have to play the Hercules base now in order to recycle your guys. But... yeah, Kagari at 1, you have to be very careful because you don't get the constant recursion, and it'll be interesting. They'll definitely be shuffling it back with the Hercules base. They'll definitely, you know, be playing that card. I don't know if we'll see more than one of that card in the deck, but it's definitely something that's going to change the Striker deck. Yes, they still have multi-roll. Yes, they still have stuff like that, but now with Kagari, the recursion is gone, and that really does hurt a lot. So, be very interesting. Strikers are definitely not out of the mix. They'll definitely still be in the meta, but I look forward to seeing what Strikers do now that Kagari's at 1. Everyone thinks that the deck is dead. Deck is not dead. Deck took a hard hit. Let the Striker geniuses, let the Striker masters go into the lab and figure this all out. I mean, they lost 2 extra deck spots. They'll figure it out. They'll find a way to replace it with something or find a way to fix the main deck to where one Kagari is a problem, but they'll have ways to still play their game. And they have their grind game still with multi-rolls, so deck is still really good. And then semi-limited. There's only 1 semi-limited card. They put Super Poly to 2. That's actually insane. Like, this was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Super Poly has not been at more than 1 since, I think the last time I had Super Poly at, like, I think 3 or something. It was at 3 or 2. Was 2015, which is actually so people don't know, the last time I played was like the beginning of 2015 was the last event I played before I took my break, before Necros came out, when I played Shaddoll Artifacts, and the deck had like 3 copies of Super Poly. It was insane. I think Super Poly was at 3. At 3 or 2, something like that, but this is nuts. Like, Super Poly at 2 is crazy, so that means that you can abuse it to hit Solomon Great and Thunder Dragons, because you have the Predaplant guy for Thunder Dragons, you have the Starving Venom Dragon, and you also have the the Salamangreat, the Fusion, whatever that thing's called, that you can abuse with Super Poly and Fusion of Fire. So really interesting that this is the route they decided to go. I think it says a lot that, you know, the Super Poly might eventually go back to 3, and that's nuts. Like, this card does cost you a discard, but this card can't be responded to. Like, that's insane. So I definitely see this card being abused and used quite effectively in a lot of side decks. I don't know if it'll be main deck worthy. I mean, some decks did main deck it last format, but it'll be interesting to see what Super Poly does now that it's at 2. Definitely gonna impact the Salamangreat and the Thunder Dragon matchups for sure, since you have really good targets to clear their board. You like clear their board, and they can't respond to it. It's crazy. It's like multi-roll. So yeah, card is nuts. And lastly, there was only one card that came to unlimited status, and it's Miscellaneousaurus. The Dino guy is back. Interesting because now dinos they have, for the most part, I think that's full power, isn't it? Like, they have everything now. I mean, they only really lost this card to 1, and now this card's back at 3, so we could definitely see like some True King Dino or something like that, or some crazy, you know, dinosaur deck coming back. Miscellaneousaurus at 3 is pretty solid. So yeah, that's the list, you guys. Now, my overall thoughts to close out this video: I think Thunder's gonna be insane. They didn't hit Dangers. Remember y'all saying, "Oh, your reasoning on them not hitting it in hitting Dangers is dumb. You know, it didn't come to Japan. Blah 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 blah. All this bullshit." Yeah, I was right, man. I was right. Of course, I was right. Like, I knew they weren't gonna hit Dangers yet, even though I thought they should. They didn't hit them because they're not in Japan yet. And I know that sounds like a really dumb reasoning, but like, guaranteed, the minute Dangers drop in Japan, next list, Dangers will get hit. I guarantee it. So Dangers are still fully abusable. I still think Danger Thunder is a hell of a deck. Our biggest problem, and you guys saw my previous video, I was thinking about taking that video down. I'll leave it up, but it's whatever. I really thought that Striker became the better deck because of how many times we've changed Thunder to where its matchup against Striker got worse. Now with Kagari at 1, now with the recursion gone, and that was one of the main ways we lose, I think Danger Thunder is even better now. I think Danger Thunder's matchup against Striker is much better, and I don't even know. I think Pure is good too. I think Pure Thunder is still really good because the ability to just put out multiple Colossus, a Titan, put interruptions up on the board, it's really, really strong. So I definitely see Thunder being one of the best decks. I definitely still see Striker being in the top decks. I see Salamangreat being in the top decks. I see the Pendulum deck being in the top decks. And then I see a bunch of rogue decks just coming out. Altergeist didn't get hit in any sense. Trickstars didn't get hit in any sense. All these decks, none of these decks really got hit. Now, I know Danger Thunder is going to go probably back to its original route. We're not going to need the Galaxy Dark Matter package because it doesn't exist anymore. So that opens up some extra deck spots. That opens up some flexibility. Don't have to. We can still play Goliath because, you know, you can still summon Goliath off LP. Off LP, so you can summon it from the deck. So you know, and you can even like banish it and then like summon it off a Pitsy, depending on how crazy your combo is. But yeah, this is gonna be a wild format. This is most likely going to be our national format, I want to say. I'd have to look. It doesn't say how long it's until effect, but they said end of April, and they weren't kidding. But yeah, that's our list, you guys. I didn't want to do a live reaction because, I mean, the list got spoiled for me. So, you know, like, I envy the people that can, you know, just go on and, you know, read through the whole thing and just be like, oh my god, oh my god. But this was such a small list, and this handled a lot of things. Did it solve everything? No. Did it do a lot? Yes. So am I happy with it? Absolutely. And I think it'll be interesting to see what the format entails. Orcus are still going to be a hell of a deck with all the cards coming out. Thunder's still going to be a hell of a deck. All these decks are still going to be amazing. I'll probably even do like a top 5 best decks. I pretty much named them all, but we'll go into more detail in a future video. But yeah, that's the list, you guys. Effective April 29th. That's next Monday. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you like the list? Do you not like the list? I like it. I'm ready for it. Like every format, we adapt. But yeah, I mean, damn, I gotta go to the gym because y'all interrupted my workout time, so it's time to head to the gym. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys know what to do if you did, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.